for Porto Madryn. We're about to pick up our river pilot, our pilot, to bring us into port. And for the first time, last night we had darkness. So that's the first time we had full darkness in a while. This morning, I'm up at my usual time, so I'm up pretty early. It's about 7:15. But it's neat. Our river pilot is here. Pretty calm seas, so it ought to be a good job for him today. In case you want to see what it's like around here, that's the coastline. Today we're in Argentina, and it appears that we have another cruise ship going to be right next door to us today. So it's going to be a good day today. And you wouldn't think it, but a few days ago it was snowing, raining, and real cold. Today, 72. So it's a warm day today. I have a jacket on, didn't realize it was going to be this warm. As you're looking off at the city in the horizon, we really don't have any plans for today. We're just hoping to get an excursion right off the pier. We're going to walk down to the end, and hopefully there's somebody there selling excursions. Looking on Google Maps, which is an excellent way to find out, if there should be somebody there. There's a big opening at the end where it looks like people are going to sell tours. So we're going to see at the end of the pier what we can find and how much it costs. And looking out at the city, it looks like a decent city. Lots of condos lined up along the beach. Seems like it's a pretty good area. And we could see people and all kinds of chairs and everything out at the beach waiting for folks. And I spotted some wildlife in the water. In this case though, it's enormous jellyfish. The big white blobs that you see are huge jellyfish, so if you're looking to swim, I wouldn't want to come up on these. They are massive. But I'm not sure what eats them, but there's a lot of seals around here. Maybe seals eat jellyfish. If so, reply in the comments. Whenever you land at the pier, all the tour buses and tour companies are lined up, ready to bring people out on their adventures. And of course, mixed in with them are a few other little trucks that are in there that take off the less desirable parts of the ship. All the poop. They'll pump it out and treat it in port. But there are a whole bunch of tour operators lined up on the ship, on the pier. Looks like they're even taking off some trash, probably off both ships. And at the very back, ecological. That's poop truck. And today's spotlight on what's happening is something from the spa. I was looking through everything, and it looks like at 1 o'clock they have a program to help you with your swollen ankles. And if you've ever been on a cruise or just out at the beach, it seems common that whenever that we get near salt water, our fingers and ankles and everything swells up on us. We're going to say it's the salt water and not all the food that we eat, but it's got to be the salt water. But in case yours are real bad, they have something at the spa to help you get rid of it. And I always drink bottled water, but yeah, it doesn't help us any there too. Fingers and legs are always swollen. And the Dutch flag is flying high today After all, the ship is registered in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. And today we're hoping to take a tour to see seals, and we didn't have to go very far. Apparently, seals just congregate right on the stairs leading up to the pier. And as every good town should do, everybody sends out their spoke seals. So they had that one seal that was way up close, talking and standing for photo ops with everybody. And this tour today that we're taking is at the end of the piers where we ended up finding. This pier is about a quarter of a mile long, and we were hoping that there would be tour excursions at the end. And we were right, there were tour excursions right at the end of the pier. Once you come down, you'll start seeing people with the excursion signs and hats and clothes trying to sell you tours all along. We found somebody with the tour that we're looking for right in this general area, about halfway down the pier. But as you got closer toward the end of the pier, there were more people selling. So the excursion we took was to see seals, because we haven't seen enough seals, and they're cute and cuddly too, so we have to see them. But our tour started right here. As soon as we got down to the end, we paid, and it was about $120 for two people, so $60 a person. And this tour was for about four and a half hours tour. And it left right here at the circle. There was a bus that pulled over and picked us up. Our particular tour had both English and Spanish, so both languages spoken there. But the tour took us around town and then outside of town. And where we were going to was to see seals. And we followed the coastline all the way down here, and there's nothing along this coastline. It's pretty much bare. All the way down to Punta Loma. And Punta Loma is a wildlife refuge, and that's where we saw seals at. In fact, whenever you zoom in, you can see seals on the beach right here. You can't really make them out on the satellite, but that's what it is. Seals on the beach. And we'll see if they have pictures. And they do. So what we're going to see are these seals right on the beach. We have about an hour to kill before our tour begins, so we step back and watch the dancers at the end of the pier, and then go down and take a few pictures of statues and see what else the town has to offer. Yeah, there's a diver statue with somebody spearfishing, and of course you can make it artsy too. So an artsy diver spearfishing. And I find something I'm going to have to try later on today after we get back from the tour. And like I said, our guide was both in English and Spanish. The lady in the blue on the right is the Spanish guide. And the lady in the red on the left, that's our English guide. And before the trip gets going good, they take us through town and then give us a background on the area and what we're seeing.
The name Patagonia, in order to understand its etymology, we have to go back to the 15th century, more or less, where we find Spanish explorers that were trying to make a route actually to another place, to India. But when they came to this land, they found some big footprints in the land.
This is Punta Loma. This is where the seals are. We had a little stop for a bathroom break. Had a little roadside, I suppose you could call it a bathroom, but not very big. There's our bus. And, well, that's the bathrooms and the line to go to. so very many stalls. But it's a bathroom. And after getting off the bus, we kind of split up. The English group went one way to see a scenicer view of the seal area. Here you can see the drop off, and well, the other side where that you're closer to the seals is just jam-packed with people. So we went around the other side, a little scenic area, and checked out the flowers and the cormorants and the other wildlife that's in the area. But you could see a few seals going up to the seal beach. Here you could also see another boat that was further out with people. They were snorkeling, looking at seals. And our guide explains to us what we're going to see in the area. All the seals are up on the beach in family groups. You may have 5 or 6 females and 1 male. And the male, he don't want any other males touching his ladies, so he's running them off. But the ladies, they came here to have pups, or maybe they're just beginning the pup making process. But anyway, there are some females with pups, some without, all gathered up on the beach. Here you can see all the seals gathered up on the beach, and there's a bunch of males. They're the darker color seals amongst the females, the lighter color seals, and they have all kinds of pups scattered around them too. And cormorants. You can see some birds out around there and up on the cliffs. All of them are having babies, and the babies are also being born right here. If you see the seagull in the center of my screen, and I'm going to zoom in, the seal pups in this picture are only minutes old, and whenever the seal pups are born, well, some other nastiness comes out the mama whenever the baby's born. And the seagulls and the cormorants are there to clean up the scraps. So they're timing when to have their chicks according to when the seals have their pups. And all along this beach, you can see the mama seals, the baby seals, the daddies, and the wannabe daddy seals, all jostling about. And it was kind of a loud little ruckus going on. You could see some of the dads out in the water here, or wannabe dads. But anyway, as one seal would come out of the water and get too close to another seal's ladies, he would run him off and make sure he doesn't come too close to him. And he had to watch out for the pups and make sure nobody got hurt. After all the running around and making sure that nobody messes with another one's ladies, looks like the whole group is just ready for a nap. Except the pups, they're out playing in the water. But they also have to be careful, because this is also the beach where on National Geographic you see the killer whales come up and eat the seals. This is where that happens at. So the little pups are in shallow water, but they got to be real careful, because waiting just offshore could be something that can really hurt them. And after watching the seals trying to keep everything straight, they're arrow them all together, and well, they have Minnie ready for a nap too. And the daddy seal is finally keeping all the pups out of the water, away from the killer whales and the sharks. Good job, Dad. And on our way back to the ship, we saw this monument. It's to the Teleche Indians. Apparently, when the Welsh arrived, they presented the Indians with a baby. And the Indians, realizing that the Welsh were of no harm to them, took them in. And to this day, you'll see the Teleche Indian flag right next to the Welsh flag in this community. And I would have known none of this if it weren't for our tour director. And that's what makes her the employee of the day. She went out of her way to make sure that we understood everything about the local area. And yes, she even recommended places to eat, a food connoisseur. She put us on a restaurant right at the beach. And this food is cheap. The pizza was a 12 to 16 inch pizza for about $5 to $6. And the sandwich was about $4. Now, the beach at Puerto Madryn is not like the beach that you'll see in the Caribbean or Florida with the fluffy white sand. This is more of a hard, compact, brownish sand. But it's a beach. If you don't know any better, this is the best beach you've ever seen. And you have the vendors coming along selling cold drinks and ice cream right along the beach. And in case you didn't recognize, there's a big red flag sitting right up in the middle of the beach. And my guess was that this is the signal that there's jellyfish in the water. That's the big red flag that you see right there. And we saw the big jellyfish earlier this morning from the ship. And seeing we ate so much at the beach today, we ate nothing for dinner. But it was a good thing that we stopped and ate at the beach, because on the way back to the ship, there was a little sidetrack. There was a revolt in town. They had a protest for their president. So they blocked the streets and prevented the buses from going all the way back to the ship. So the tour operators were dropping people off as close as they could to the ship and having them walk back. Well, some of the people weren't as good walkers, but we were more than happy to walk from way down the beach that we were at all the way back to the ship. So keep that in mind if you're going to any of these ports. There might be a spontaneous protest that blocks your route back to the ship. Leaving the Porto Madryn. Still seeing the jellyfish. And from that, Porto Madryn went from being a city we had never heard of to one we'll always remember. And in case you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button at the bottom of your screen. And thanks for watching, and tomorrow is another lazy sea day.